And we're back. Okay, so it's about to be day 21. What am I doing here? It's this way. Got to finish off the roof of this thing, and then in the morning we will oops, wrong frames. In the morning we'll go get our bars to put around the edges to spider-proof the place and finish up outside, and then we'll have our horde. See where we're at, see if we can get some of the stuff up top done, but it's really not that important because we don't have the outside stuff ready yet, the barbed wire and all that, so there's really no point in worrying about the sniper area up top just yet. You know, next horde, hopefully. See how we're doing on cobblestone. I think we're alright for the moment. I don't know, I'll go ahead and do another. How are we on stone? Yeah, it's getting down to it. But it's worked out nicely so far. We haven't had to go back for resources since we started building, which is always nice. That's what always takes me forever, is I start building and then have to go collect stuff, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, Horde Night's coming and I'm still not done. I think I might start doing wedges on these access ways, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I don't know. Trying to work on my aesthetics a little bit. So everything doesn't look so blocky as I place blocks. some here and go ahead and hammer these in. I wonder if I've got my... Is it just a really bright moon or something? Yeah, kinda. Or I got my gamma turned up too high. I mean, it's middle of the night. And I don't... I turned it up... I thought I just turned it up a little bit, just so it's not pitch black. But... You know, night should be night. I have to go up one more. To get that corner. That's great. You get it from down here. Sky looks really cool. I don't think I've seen the sky at night this whole game since this is my first serious playthrough with default zombie running. So usually I have them on never run. You know, the dogs still run, of course, and I guess the ferals, but I haven't spent a lot of time out at night in this one. It's kind of been a while. And it's already 2 a.m. So I'll probably hit this just about right. Hey, Angie Pops. Yeah? Well, I'm glad you tuned in. It's good to see you back. Just getting the finishing touches on the base. Well, not finishing. Still have a lot to do, but enough to get through the 21 Horde night. Yeah, I do the same thing actually. It's like I'll get all into a game, and when I'm not playing, I'm watching other people play. Put on put on Twitch or YouTube, as I'm like falling asleep, kind of thing. I mean, just I don't know. I'm a gamer. I get all into games, and I think it's more interesting than TV, personally. Looks like we're gonna hit this just right for morning. I've got to run back to the farmhouse, and my iron bars should be ready. I need to finish the spike beds out front, and then put some torches out, maybe throw a few candles around, and I think we're pretty much good to go for Horde night. I kind of need to run to one of my drop boxes on the other side of town and grab some stuff out of there. I think I left some arrows in there when it was full, and I'm gonna need those on Horde night. Excellent. Kind of thinking for this. What am I doing here? Let's see. It's easier to see in the middle of the night. Okay. I really love the cobblestone, but it like when you have too much of it in one place, it kind of makes it hard to see stuff, I find. I heard something that came out of the they've taken it out of the PC version, which is kind of I think they want you to use flagstone instead. Actually, before I do that, yeah, you really can't. Arrows and spikes. I try not to go too crazy with the spikes because they require a lot of maintenance. And you don't get credit for the kills, which is kind of a bummer. Because you get good experience from killing zombies. What side is my ladder on here? Let's see, it's on the left side. So... And I'm notorious for stepping on my own spikes. Always, there's always one. That's why I make an extra. Yeah. So am I correct on that? That they've taken it out or limited it on PC? Excellent, excellent. I really dig cobblestone. It lets you do a lot early game, which I think probably is why, if they have done something to it, it's probably why. Excellent. Just in time. Perfect timing. So basically what I've done here is just pretty much your standard pillar kill base at ground level. Well, almost, and I'll show you in a second when we go outside, like what I did differently with that. But it's an 11 by 11. I usually go two pillars deep, but I find the corners get bunched up and your reach is kind of messed up, and I want to try to be able to loot more. That's one thing I didn't like about my old kill base. It's my starter kill base is like just pillars with catwalks across it and spikes in the middle. You just kite them around and spikes kill them. But you lose a lot of loot that way because you can't come down till Horde night's over with and corpses go away. So, and then basically I've just got a basement because I'm not sure what I'm going to do about a base. I might put all my production stuff, forges and all that someplace else, or I might just do it right here. I left these, I did these in wood so they're easy to tear out if I decide to tunnel in any other direction. And then this leads to a hatch. I think I'm going to put a door on this real quick. And then I have a little tunnel entrance. Oh, no worries. Well, here, I'll show you real fast. It's just a standard, or seems to be fairly standard. A lot of people do these. Just a pillar design, 50 pillars in a square. It's 11 by 11. And I'm going to build a sniper area on the roof, but there's really no reason to worry about that for this horde because I don't have anything to slow the zombies down outside. So that'll lead up to that. And then I have a basement, and I left these open in case I want to tunnel someplace in another direction. In the past, I've done four entrances out each side, but it's just kind of like it's just a lot of extra work, and I was kind of pressed for time on this one, as you can see, because I'm not entirely finished for day 21. And then just an exterior access. I left enough room for this, so this will be a band all the way around, 3 wide, or actually 4 wide. I left a space for extra in case I want to add an extra layer of spikes out here. And then this will be alternating barbed wire pits, kind of all the way around the outside of the base. That'll slow them down so you can snipe from the roof. And then I've got a spike bed here. I'll put spikes in 2 deep all the way around this, and you'll notice that it's not at ground level. I'm up 1 block. I did that to eliminate a lot of extra digging. I want to pause this for a second so I can talk because I'm getting clocks running. Eventually I'm gonna lay those barbed wire pits around, and I like to go down 1 for those, so it's all so that it's basically flush, so you can get frames over it to loot. And you wind up having to dig out all of this, all the way out. And this way I only have to dig out one layer on the stripes that have have barbed wire in them, and and the surface blocks can just go right on the surface. And what I'll do for this one this afternoon is I'm going to put wood frames around this. I probably don't even need the wood frames, but I don't want them beating on the cobblestone here. So that's pretty much it. It's just a pretty simple base to start with. I'm gonna expand it, and then where I go after that, I don't know. I may, like I said, I might put my forges in the basement. I might stick them in a bunker someplace else, so I don't have to deal with killing zombies, day in and day out uh, while I'm trying to get other things done. That eats into your time a lot. And I don't mind killing the zombies. It's not about the difficulty of it. It's just like you create a lot of heat, and it's just all you do is kill zombies all day, and it's fun, but it just like it really slows down your progress with getting other things done, I find. So I might stick all the forges and production stuff like in a bunker a little ways away, and kind of avoid the surface area for that, but I haven't entirely decided yet. I guess, you know what, before I forget, right now, I should get my spikes going. Figured out how many I needed. Let me see. Yeah, it's... Okay, let's see. Let's see. I think I've got what, 4 torches? Yeah. I'll bring like... And what do you need for torches? You need cloth fragments, I think. Couple more. I think 14 torches should be enough. Yep, excellent. My bars are ready. I had just enough iron to do the number of bars I need, so I can't screw one up. I did put another little piece of iron that I got in here, though. In fact, I'll throw that in there, too. I'm not going to cook it yet, but let's see if I've got enough to make any more. Okay, I've got enough to make 3 if I screw something up. I always misplace at least a bar, usually 2. So just from previous experience, I know I'll misplace one of them. At least. Let's see, what else? Like, oh, candles. That's right. I'll leave one. What else was I gonna? Oh, torches. Oh, I can't do it yet. So. Did my shroomies come in yet? No. Potatoes are in, but I'll deal with those tomorrow. Got things to do. How are we on everything else? Wood's getting down to it. Stone's getting down. We're okay, I think. I'm probably isn't smart cutting right behind here, but I think they stay relatively clear, the ones hanging around the POIs, I think. They seem to, at least. Hello, gentlemen. They didn't see me. Or if they did, I lost them. I guess I'll do the bars first, in case I screw one up, which I probably will. Can I place them from here? Yes. In fact, I'm going to start on this end. So what do you think? Do you like it? You like my design? I mean, it's not really, I can't really take credit for it. It's just, just from learning about the game and seeing what other people do. It's just sort of my own little take on the usual, I guess. I think the pillar design, if you go back, if I understand correctly, originated with Grant Spartan. I think Grant Spartan gets the credit for coming up with the pillar cage, or whatever you want to call it, pillar base. Excellent. Well, good. Well, hopefully it holds up okay. I mean, it has in the past. I've used this before, very similar. I mean, this is like only like just slightly different from what I've done before. I mean, barely. Um, but this is as far as I've gotten playing on Nomad difficulty. I've always played on Adventurer, so I don't know. I'm a little skittish because we got a spider on day 14, and I've never seen one that early. So kind of wondering if maybe cops are going to show up tonight. And if that's the case, I'm not really sure how cobblestone is going to hold up to a cop. With all the spit and exploding and everything. Oh, I thought I almost screwed that one up. God. Beautiful. Gonna get the corners. Excellent. Excellent. And I think that might be the first time I've ever done that without having to redo at least one of them. That's fantastic. Okay, now for this, I've got to dig one block deep to get a block under there. I like to protect the beds of my traps with a block of something. I could probably use wood for this, but cobblestone will hold up better. This part of the base takes a bit of a beating on Horde night, so I think it's worth doing. Even though I don't have, and usually I'll put a block in here too, but I just didn't want to deal with digging. Oh, and the other reason I put it at this level was, I only had to, I could go, if I went 7 blocks deep, that would give me a 2-block buffer of just dirt, of ground, to the tunnel level, which I think makes sense. So, I don't know, just to give you a little buffer, and in case you ever need to, dig down a block or two, you're not getting into your tunnel level. And it basically sits on the rock layer, so I didn't have to. I basically just dug dirt to dig this whole foundation and the tunnel and everything. I didn't have to hack at any stone or iron, which was handy. Even though I could use both the stone and the iron, it saved a lot of time. Because like I said, I really didn't start this base till. I mean, I dug on day 19 and built on day 20. Actually, I framed myself in. I got the foundation dug during the day of 19, and then I framed the whole thing in at ground level. So if anything aggroed, it couldn't. I could just ride it out during the night. And I basically built the basement and the tunnel overnight. So that worked out nicely. But yeah, it's been real. The time getting this thing up has been really tight. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's see. I think we're okay on cobblestone for the time being. I want to go ahead and get... I wrote down how many I need for that too. Let's see, 68. Oh, it's freezing out. Let's see. All right. Yeah. I was gonna do more cobblestone, but I think we're good. Because this is it for cobblestone, for what we have to do today. I mean, if there's time, I might try to work on the roof a little bit, the sniper area. But it's, you know, like I said, it's really not necessary because we don't have any of the barbed wire out. In fact, maybe I'll just wait completely to do that, because then I'll just, you know, I'll need cobblestone to do all that too. So, um, very cool, very cool. Let's see. I guess we'll do our ramps now. actually. I'll go around and do this one first. I think it seems to you seem to hit the rotations better when you go clockwise, I find. And yet I still go counterclockwise half the time. See that? Boom. Okay. Excellent. All right. I like to do the upside down spikes because it seems to eliminate the hopping. Well, at least until they start taking spikes out. Um, I actually, it's funny you asked that because no, I didn't. Because it was only gonna be a like basically a two-space gap from the from the bottom of the outer stuff that's going around it to the top of the ceiling of the tunnel. It's only a two-space gap, right? It's actually 4 right now because I had to fill it in because I realized I wasn't gonna have time to get everything out there. So I just dug it when I dug the rest of the foundation because it wasn't that big. I find it's easier to just to dig down for something shallow like that and fill it back in with dirt blocks than to try to tunnel. You know, with tunneling you gotta you're always know what I mean. You're only dealing with one dimension. And when it's just dirt, it's not that much extra work. You know, if it were stone all the way down, I probably would have tunneled. But those dirt blocks take a while to make. But I had pretty much everything I was working with on hand, so I knew it. I knew I'd screw something up. Well, I'm gonna need another spike. You know what? I'll wait and make spikes at the end because I'm bound to screw up another one. So I just made dirt blocks while I was building the basement, basically. I had a couple of you know, like places where I went too far. I'm using an iron shovel, you know, fairly high quality, and I've got miner 69er maxed, so you know, it's just one swiping, you know, a little too far, and you know, you take out a block you don't want to. So I had a couple to fill down there, so I went ahead and just uh, made dirt blocks while I was doing all that. Do you do that too, or do you prefer to tunnel? I mean, I'll tunnel too. It's just, you know, like I said, it was so close to the surface that it didn't really seem like it would go faster if I just dug it when I dug the rest of the foundation, and it seemed to. Oh, that's the one I. Yeah, well, you know what? I was kind of the same way because if you do it in game, you know that timer is always running. You know, and it really starts. You know, I mean, time flies when you have a lot to do, and when you can't decide what to do in this game. Like it really does. And I'm the king of indecision. I might have a mild OCD or something. You know, I've found out there's a type of OCD. You know, there's the neat freak OCD that you think of, like where you're like actually like compulsive about stuff and that kind of thing. And then there's like a kind of OCD where like you procrastinate because you can't like you have a need to do it right the first time, and you can't decide what to do, so you just don't do it. I think I might have a little touch of that kind. So I was like pausing the game all the time and just agonizing over what I was gonna do, and it just wasn't fun. So what I do is like it's been really great streaming because you know I pause once in a while if you know if I have to go to the you know the to the you know to the facilities or something, you know, that kind of thing, but I don't pause while I'm playing, you know, unless you know, like occasionally, like you know, when I get in a conversation with somebody in chat about something, I just want to stop it while we have our you know chat. But it's been good for me because it kind of keeps everything moving, and I just sort of have to just go with it. But what I've been doing is like for like base design stuff, I picked up some graph paper. And I found graph paper helps a lot because, you know, everything in this game is in blocks. So, you know, graph papers, you know, you can get a pretty accurate, you know, representation if you just do different drawings from different diagrams from, you know, each, like from different angles. And then you can kind of plan out what you're going to do. And that way when you're playing, it takes a lot of the, you know, the guesswork out of it. And you kind of have a, you know, have a roadmap for what you're gonna do going in, and it you know, and it helps get counts of things, and you don't have to sit and do math while you're playing the game, you know, that kind of thing. And it looks like we have a base. 10:30 a.m. I thought I was gonna be coming in under the wire. I so often am. So, see, like this grass right here. This is where I put dirt blocks down to fill in, you know, where I laid the tunnel. And this will come up. This will come up one block. I'll take that. I'll remove that hatch, and this will come up a block, you know, to meet the level of the actual, you know, the ground level of the base when I extend all this out. But I wanted it flush for tonight, you know, so that you know they don't get stuck on it and you know beat on it, which they still may. You know what I might do actually, since we've got some time, is lay some frames to kind of flatten this out a little bit, because this ground is flat, but it's not, you know, exactly level with the block structure. So at least the area right up next to the base, so they're not popping around and doing crazy things. Oops. Oops. Double oops. What do you what kind of things do you do, Angie, for your bases like those? I mean, I don't expect you to type every little detail, but like what types of bases do you tend to do? Like stuff like this or something different? I really wanted to do a drop pit for this one because I've never done one. And my friend invited me into his game a couple weeks ago, and he had a small drop on his. He had his kill base. It was like this, but you know, in the basement, and it worked really well. He had no spikes down there, and it, you know, just with like just a, you know, 6-8 block fall, it took most of the zombies' legs out, and you know, and it was I was impressed. I thought it worked great, and I kind of wanted to do one this time, but I was kind of in a rush. You know, I wanted to just, you know, get this thing up because I'm, you know, really don't think that my temporary horde base that on adventurer difficulty has lasted me till day 21 and I think day 28. But when I saw that spider last time, I was thinking, huh, you better get like a real base up like before the next one, because you don't know, you know, if they're gonna send a cop or not. But you know, this game's going pretty well. So I mean, knock wood. You know, I don't know how this base is gonna hold up, and you know, over the course of it, but if it continues to progress along nicely, I'll probably do another base, you know, in another part of the map or something, and I'll try to do a drop pit then.